Halloween. I'm Whitney.
I'm Amy.
We are on the hunt. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, you like this? We're throwing a little bonus episode at you?
You're
But just like
welcome.
we did last Halloween, and I'm pretty sure the
Super
Halloween
surprising.
before.
It's like the biggest surprise of your life.
Yes. I mean, you probably forgot. We're kind of forgettable.
When we forget things, so.
Exactly. We're actually winging this. We had...
No, this is off the cuff.
I was like, oh, Whitney, I could do some Halloween stories since, this episode will be coming out,
Day before?
Well,
the other one.
The other one, yesterday's. And then we're like, or here, why
Let's
don't
do
we
this.
just share my article?
Let's do this.
So I airdropped it to her.
And here we go. I
And
hope
we're
you're
going.
going to have a great Halloween.
Yes.
So here's some spooky stories.
From Reader's Digest.
For old people.
Listen, shut up.
Okay.
I used to love Reader's Digest as a kid.
I remember people getting them, but I don't remember eating them.
Well, I hope not.
Eating them.
My grandma got them.
So
It
cute.
was-
It's cute.
It was.
Okay, you want to go first?
Sure.
The architect's key. Is that where you're at?
Yes.
Okay.
So these are just like a bunch of super short little stories
Okay.
that we are just reading verbatim
From the Reader's Digest.
It's called the Reader's Digest. They want you to read straight from it.
Yes, this is from Taylor Mark Arian.
Thanks, Taylor. There once was a man named Edward who designed and built his own perfect house. He lived in it for many years until he eventually passed away.
As you do.
As one does. A new family soon moved in, but whenever they went into the basement, where Edward's personal study had been, weird place for a personal
Weird,
study.
Edward.
I mean, you had the whole house to yourself, right?
I mean, that is where my personal study is.
But you also share your home with
Yeah, with a bunch of people.
When they would go down there, they would get the feeling that someone was watching them.
Because that was so sexual.
It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be scary. But my throat's still
It's
sore.
the same thing for Amy. They're one and the same.
It really is.
Watching them. Edward's like Edward's just creeping in the corner.
Edward.
He's Bathsheba.
They would get the feeling that someone was watching them. I just said that. One day, the father of the new family decided to fix up an old jacket,
What?
which every tailor in town had told him was beyond repair.
And he's like, F you. I'm
He's a
fixing this."
cheapskate. He is Kyle and Jamie. I can fix this.
And I'm like, just leave. No, throw it away. You'll never.
Stop putting duct tape on your hip waders. Just order some new ones.
They're supposed to be waterproof.
Well, they get holes in them, though.
I
They
know.
rip.
No, I mean, the duct tape is gonna fail at
Unless
some
you're going
point.
to buy that glue stuff that guy cuts the boat in half with and glues it back together. It
Yeah.
ain't going to work.
No.
So he went down to the old study, laid his jacket on a chair, and tried to see if there was anything in the old desk that could help him mend it.
Well, he's not prepared.
No, he's really
for
not.
mending this
So
jacket.
he's just looking through the junk drawer.
What's in here? Typical guy.
But the drawers were all locked. And he couldn't find a key anywhere. The next morning, he came back down to find the key on the desk.
Ooh.
All of the drawers open, and his jacket completely fixed.
Well, that's helpful, Edward.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That was it.
I like it. Thanks, Edward. I want that.
I need an Edward.
I know.
Because every time, I need something mended, I have to ask my mom to do it. And I'm sure she gets annoyed.
You just can, it's just like a room where you put broken things.
Yes.
And they fix. Okay.
Nice.
This one's called A Mother's Love. I'm choking on my own spit. Some people actively go out looking for ghost encounters, and every once in a while, they find one. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah. When Kevin was a teenager, he and his friends had heard about a dangerous turn on the nearby highway. There's always one.
There's always one. Unless you live in Highway D, then there's multiple.
And there's 10. that had caused many accidents over the years. It was now haunted. A haunted turn. It's funny. The most well-known story was of a mother who took her own life after her son had crashed his car and died there. That's really sad.
That is.
It was said around town that her ghost remained at the deadly turn to protect children from ending up like her deceased child. That's really kind of you, lady.
Yes, you're helpful as well.
Although your presence may scare people into an accident.
I would veer off the road for certain.
100%. You're like, holy, who's that on here? Who's a glowing thing? And she's like,
There's so much in the turn.
just stop. And then you just like drive off a cliff. Okay, lady, can you rethink this? Maybe you should go to their house ahead of time and just discourage the drive altogether.
Or put up a
Sign?
street light or something.
Get a sign that says, I'm nice, don't be careful on that turn. Oh my God. It was said around... Oh, I already said that. Kevin and his friends decided to put that theory to the test. There's always a Kevin. At night, Kevin drove his friends out to the highway. When the group of boys arrived at the turn, they pulled over. Well, then they didn't go to the turn. You stopped too soon.
You're going to get rear-ended.
They brought a bag of flour with them. Proceeded to sprinkle the white powder on the road, the grass, and the car. Ghosts
That's
don't
a lot of flour.
was a
Flour's
10
expensive.
Ghosts don't walk though, right? So it's like, what do you think you're gonna get? I mean, I guess I can intentionally put a footprint.
We're right in it.
Slow down.
Slow down.
This poor woman. Can she go live her
They
afterlife?
should have like thrown the flour on her and
Yes.
see if it stuck. That would be a true experiment. Then she's like, "Screw you, kids! Crack!"
Freaking hate kids. She's just covered in powder. Oh my God. Okay. The idea was to get footprints to prove that the ghost was indeed real. The boys hopped back in and began to take the car around the turn. Kevin accelerated faster and faster, and thump! The car came to an abrupt halt, as if someone had slammed down on it with their own two hands. They immediately got out of the car, and 2 woman-sized handprints on the white flour were on the hood. What do you mean woman-sized? What is that?
Hands.
Reader's Digest. Taylor,
Yeah. Donald Trump has tiny hands.
among other things, tiny brain.
I'm just saying, don't be a stereotype. He's the only person I can think of who has like a man with small hands. But
The end. Just be careful driving, guys.
watch out for
It's
corners.
really dangerous.
All right, the next one's
I
called
love our voices. In
"The
this.
Ghost in the Hall."
Ooh, halls.
Isn't that like a lyric in a song?
Don't know.
Ghost in the Hall.
I don't think so.
Wes Anderson. Yeah, Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wasn't of the Lilith Fair era.
Well, I'm sorry for you. 4 young women moved into an old New England apartment
This
together.
is my dream.
You know.
Wait, old women? Is that what it
No, young women,
Oh.
old apartment. Old New England apartment.
I just want to live in a house with Amy as an old woman, okay? That's all I want.
You know the type. Squeaky floorboards and a long,
I thought you meant
dark
the women.
hallway.
You know the time. Oh, yeah,
They're
that is
squeaky as well. A month after they moved in, one of the roommates realized her favorite stuffed teddy bear was missing.
Well,
The others all said they hadn't touched it or seen it.
liars.
Roommates are the worst.
They will eat all your yogurt.
They'll deny taking your sweatshirt while wearing it and arguing with you with it on. Weeks went by, and she almost forgot about her teddy when something strange happened. She opened the door to one of the closets they hardly ever used, and there on the top shelf sat her furry friend. All of her roommates swore they had no idea how it happened. Now, whenever the teddy bear goes missing for a few days, she knows exactly where to find it. Then why is it missing for a few days? You know.
And why does the ghost keep putting it there? What's the...
Terrible at hide and seek.
Get a new place. This one's called A Voice in the Desert. Two young men in their 20s, Josh and Dan, those are clearly made-up names, went on a camping trip together in a desert in New Mexico. They didn't take much with them besides sleeping bags, food, and materials for a fire. After they cooked their dinner, they fell asleep as they gazed up into the starry night sky. The beauty and peace of the trip were short-lived, however. In the early, dark hours of the morning, Josh was startled awake by what sounded like Dan's voice, but frantic. The voice said, "Come here! Quick! Look!" Sleepy and confused, Josh got up to see what his friend was talking about. He heard it again. "Come here! Quick! Look!" It sounded unnatural, a perfect repetition. Josh took a few steps forward, and then someone grabbed him from behind. He turned around to see Dan with his finger in front of his mouth, warning Josh to keep quiet. Ew, like the shh. They rolled up their sleeping bags and left. They still don't know who or what was trying to lure Josh away into the desert. Ooh.
Well, I wouldn't be camping in the desert.
Absolutely. I wouldn't.
Terrible
just
idea.
Camping in general.
Yeah, camping is not.
I like
for
how
me.
we keep passing these advertisements that say, "How gay are you?" On a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. All right.
All right, next one's called my hair is stuck to my chapstick. Echoes of the Past. A young bachelor at the beginning of his career became very successful very quickly, so he bought himself a house.
Nice.
That is successful.
Way to go.
One morning, he awoke to the sound of running water.
You left on your bathtub.
Terrible. Rookie mistake. He rushed to the bathroom and saw that the bathtub faucet was running on full blast. He was perturbed by this as he lived alone. A week later, it happened again.
And he has to pay the water
Only
bill.
this time it wasn't just one faucet. It was all the faucets in the house.
How many does he have?
Well, like the sinks and stuff, I'm
I
assuming.
know. Is that like 2?
Well, I don't know.
bathrooms
How
you got?
successful was he?
Right.
The young man called a repairman to fix the pipes and the water damage.
Oh, how
But
long
as
have they
it
been
turned
running?
out, the pipes weren't broken. Yeah, the pipes wouldn't make the water run out of the faucet.
Yeah, someone had to turn the knobs.
How did you become so successful? You're not that bright.
Not doing manual type of work.
The repairman, a local, seemed visibly shaken. "What's wrong?" the bachelor asked. "The woman who lived here before you," said the repairman, "drowned in that bathtub."
Ooh, I don't like that. That's a good one. All right, this one's called "No One Steals Twice." I have no idea where
That
this is
not
going.
true. Repeat offenders. do it all
Winona
the time.
Ryder. God bless. Love
That
you.
was once.
Oh, sorry. That we know of.
Stop it.
I love her. She just had a compulsion. It's fine.
Yeah.
We all have issues.
That's great.
Jen went to the same convenience store every day after school for a snack.
I feel that was Carter and gas station pizza.
Yes. You're so hungry. Over time, she became good friends with the cashier, Lucy. Out of curiosity one day, Jen asked Lucy how she would stop someone if they tried to steal from the store. What an odd question.
Yes.
Lucy replied, "Oh, no one ever steals anything from here twice. The store won't let them." Jen didn't know what that meant, but she dropped the subject. When she went back to the store at the start of the next week, Jen walked in to find Lucy talking to some cops. Apparently, a man stole from the store and drove off, but his brakes mysteriously failed and his car went soaring off a cliff. It's a very dramatic.
What a consequence. I just really needed that Snickers. I'm so hungry.
That punishment does not match the crime. God. Wow. That's extreme.
Extreme.
Wow. Wow, convenience store. You're not that important.
Calm down, Casey's.
The cops asked Lucy if she knew what happened. "No," she said. "I was stuck in the back. I didn't even know he'd come in. No one ever steals twice, ... Because you fall off,
Fly off a cliff.
Jeez Louise. That's too much.
That really is.
That's not cool.
This story's called When the Candle Burns.
Ooh.
My house smells better.
Yes.
3 little girls were having a sleepover one night when they decided to try to host a seance. One of the girls, Clara, recently lost her grandpa and wanted to see if she could commune with his spirit.
Oh, that's sad. Sorry,
The 3 girls gathered some candles and a few items that belonged to the late grandfather, his watch, his cigar case, and a photograph of him. I'm assuming they're at Clara's house.
Or she just brought all
that stuff. That's very bizarre. The girls held hands and started the seance. Suddenly, the candles began to flicker, and the hands on the watch began to spin.
Whoa.
Claire was sure it was her grandpa. Elated, she began to talk to him and ask him questions when all of a sudden one of the candles flew as if by some invisible force and almost hit her head. Grandpa would never do that, she said, shaking. She was right. It wasn't her grandpa, and whoever it was clearly did not like being disturbed.
Was that lit?
Grandpa would never.
Grandpa's
Fling hot
like,
candles,
just leave me
wax on
alone,
me."
girl. I'm trying to enjoy my afterlife. This one's titled The Curse of the Eldest Son. Anaya's parents came to the United States from Pakistan. Before they were married, Anaya's father was engaged to someone else. It was an arranged marriage, and the prospect made him unhappy, so he broke it off. The woman went off the deep end. Judgy. There were rumors in the town that she had started using black magic. She even ran right up to him in the street one day, screaming that she would put a curse on his eldest son so that he would die before he reached manhood. Wow. Again, extreme. In fact, Anaya's older brother, the eldest son, died in a car crash on his 18th birthday. Whoa.
Her curse worked. Is that it? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah?
Oh, for mine, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The uninvited party guest. I am always fine being the uninvited party guest because I don't want to come. One night, a group of adults was having a dinner party. I've never had a dinner party.
Me neither, but I always think it'd be so
Yeah,
fun.
that would be fun, but I don't know who I'd invite. You.
Me.
That's it, though. Is that really a dinner party?
We just set a whole table. We're like, well, everyone else is going to come today.
In my actual dining room, where we only eat at
You're
like
Mandy.
Christmas.
Mandy would come.
Mandy would come. There were 6 of them, and they had all just taken their seats when they heard an unexpected knock at the door. The woman hosting the dinner party opened the door to see who it could possibly be, but no one was there.
Oh.
Somebody must have realized they had the wrong address, she explained to their guests. But when they all turned their attention back to the table, there was a 7th plate set.
Whoa.
Was that there before? One of the men asked. I must have set an extra place by mistake, said the hostess.
How would you...
Who has 7 place settings?
Or
That's
chairs.
such an odd number.
Yeah.
Yeah. She took it back to the kitchen, but when she returned, another plate was there, this time with a glass next to it. The other guests had been talking amongst themselves and hadn't seen anything
Wouldn't you keep an
strange.
eye on that?
I would think so.
Yes, after that.
But when they realized what had happened, they were shocked and didn't know what to do. At this point, they figured the best strategy was to play along, so they filled the empty glass and plate so as not to upset the mysterious uninvited guest.
What? Why would you do that?
That was the end of that one. I don't know.
That's so weird. Why would you put food and drink on it? Such a waste.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Sorry, I have a burp. After hours. It was 9 o'clock. Time for the store to close.
Definitely after hours for me.
Wait, that's like midnight
Yes.
for Amy.
after hours.
Valerie, Jenny, and Kelly were the only ones working. As they were cleaning up the store, a pile of shirts fell to the floor. None of the girls touched it. It's probably the ghost, Jenny said. Very funny, said Kelly. No, really, Valerie replied. He's a little boy. He likes to play. Kelly still didn't take them seriously. though. She thought they were teasing her because she was younger. But when she went into the back room to get her keys to go home, she saw a flash of a young boy in the mirror behind her. When she looked back, her keys had been placed on the floor. The end. That's not even nice.
No.
Quit playing pranks.
Yeah. Don't mess with my keys.
No, you need those.
I lose those on my own. I don't need your help.
We don't need help.
The Lonely Ferris Wheel.
That's a great title.
Isn't it, though? The carnival came to town every summer, and this year was no different. Yes, it does.
Those carnies, what a life that you lead.
Not really. I feel bad for them.
I know, it's just like, oh God, another terrible little
Yes. But Charlie had just started working there. Oh, Charlie's the carny. So he didn't know what the rest of the workers knew about the Ferris wheel he was in charge of operating. The first night of the carnival was bustling with people, but as it came time to close, it was practically a ghost town. Well, they must not have had a beer garden then, because that's when things start hopping.
Yep,
at the county fair.
Real weird.
However, there was one boy who showed up at the last minute. "One for the Ferris wheel, please," the boy said, giving Charlie a ticket. Charlie looked around. "Where are your parents?" he asked the little boy. The boy just took his seat and didn't answer. Unsure of what to do, he let the boy go on the ride. But when the ride was over, the boy was no longer in his seat. Charlie
He had fallen out.
Yes. It was the Pike County Fair where Keaton and I were riding the Ferris wheel once and noticed there were zip ties holding it together.
Oh my God.
Charlie ran to tell his boss, to tell him the story. The boss casually said, "Oh, that's Thomas." He handed Charlie a clipping from an old newspaper.
He just had that? Like in his pocket?
Laminated.
For these moments just like this.
It had the boy's picture and the headline, "Boy Falls from Ferris Wheel, 8 years old."
Oh, God. That's sad.
He probably got tired of telling the story, so it was like, I'm just here.
Read this. God, read this. This one's titled Laundry Thief.
I've got one of those. It takes the socks.
Right? I think that's where we're going with this. A woman and her daughter moved into a new house. The mother worked a lot, so it was up to the girl to do the household chores, including the laundry. One day, the girl went down to the laundry room and put in a load of clothes. When she came back, the door to the washing machine had already been lifted open. "That's weird," she said to herself. "I thought I closed it." She shrugged it off, but the next time she did laundry, it happened again. And that's not all. Each time it happened, one piece of her clothing would go missing. One time, it was a sock. The next, a pair of shorts, and so on. Someone's trying to build a wardrobe.
Yes.
After a few weeks, she went down to the laundry room again to find a complete outfit set out for her with all the clothes that had been missing. Ew.
Ooh.
That was unexpected.
Yes, very mismatched also.
Yeah.
All right, this one's called The Child in Room 213. An executive went on a business trip for her company. When she arrived at the hotel, she got the key card for her room, 213, and went straight up. She was exhausted and couldn't wait to sit down. I feel you.
Yes.
But her key card wouldn't work.
Oh, gosh.
She went down to complain to the front desk and promptly got a new card. That one didn't work either. Just as she was storming off to go back to the lobby, the door to her room creaked open. A little boy had opened the door and was standing in the dark. She went to the front desk again. "There's another family in my room," she said to the man. "No, that's impossible," he said. "No one has checked in but you."
Ooh. I hope she got another room.
I hope, or another hotel.
Yeah. Right. The Traveling Photograph. This is sad because it's after Anna's dog, and one of our listeners, Anna, her dog died recently. After Anna's dog, Bo, passed away, she started carrying his photo with her everywhere. She loved Bo more than anything, which is why she was so heartbroken when she lost the picture. Anna lived in a big city. This must have been before digital photographs.
It must have been.
Anna lived in a big city and was sure she'd never find it. But when Bo's birthday came around the next year, she found the photograph in the closet next to his old leash. "Good dog, Bo," she whispered.
Okay.
This is so dramatic.
It really is. Shattered glass. So
Again.
annoying.
Yeah, really.
I always step on it. I always miss a piece. Sam, Peter, and John met up every day after work for a drink. This time, they decided to try someplace they had never been before. They say this place is haunted, Peter told his friends of the bar they'd chosen that night. The other two insisted this was nonsense, and they all sat down in a booth. Like on the same side?
I hope so. Scoot over.
When their drinks arrived, they were about to make their usual toast when both Sam and John's glasses completely shattered. What gives? They asked.
Who says that?
Apologies, said the waiter. That happens sometimes.
We have really terrible glasses.
It's very fragile.
You're
They're
just
from the
very-
Dollar Tree.
Very strong. You are so strong. The daughter's scarf. One freezing January night, a man was driving down a deserted road. The snow was picking up and quickly turning into a blizzard. But this man was not the only one on the road. There was another man driving behind him. The other man flickered his car lights to signal him to stop, and both men got out of their cars. The second man stretched out his hand and gave the first man a pink scarf. It was soft and looked just like his daughter's. The man who gave him the scarf had a terrible look in his eyes and a terrible smile to match. Frantic, the father jumped back into his car and sped home, where he found the police already waiting for him. What? So that guy killed his daughter?
What?
What?
Jeez.
What? I have so many questions.
All right.
That was all.
Wedding in the dark. An engaged couple planned to have their wedding reception at their absolute favorite restaurant. But on the day of the wedding, the bride tragically fell down the stairs and died.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. I fell down the stairs all the time.
Same.
Now it's said that every night after the restaurant closes, the ghost of the bride walks down the very stairs she fell from and sets up all the tables and chairs for the wedding guests she never got to see.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot. Every night. Jeez.
And then those people have to take down the chairs take the chairs out of the building.
Yes. Get them out.
Three's a crowd. Two sisters were at home while their parents were out at an event one evening. They stayed up late, talking and telling stories in the older sister's room. Suddenly, their conversation was interrupted by the sound of loud music. They looked at each other, confused and unsure of where the music could be coming from. The older sister got out of bed and began walking down the hallway. It sounded like the music was coming from their parents' room. She peered into the dark room and saw her father's laptop open, screen on, music blaring, and right then the music stopped. Scared, the girls ran back to her room, where her younger sister was waiting on the bed. Frightened, she shut the bedroom door behind her and got back under the covers, holding her little sister tight. Then they heard slow, heavy footsteps, one after another, heading toward their end of the hall. Then the footsteps stopped. Boom, boom, boom! 3 hard knocks on the bedroom door. No one came in, thank God. But they certainly didn't try to leave the room for the rest of the night. Ooh. Ugh. I don't like that.
No, but that's a good hack when your kids are having a sleepover and you want them to. It was always the worst. I'd have to sleep on the couch so I could scream at them all night long. Go to bed! Go to bed! Get in your room! A psychic warning.
Ooh.
Not all spooky stories are scary. Sometimes they're just otherworldly.
Oh.
Frank was at the mall one day by himself when in the middle of walking from one store to the next, yes, that's what you do at a mall, an older woman ran up to him, gasping for breath. I ran all the way from the other end of the mall to find you because I sensed you were here, she said. Frank had no idea who this woman was and was understandably frightened. He tried to push her away.
Well, get your hands off her, Frank.
Then she said, I have to tell you, your brother's death was not your fault.
Oh.
Frank was stunned. He had never met her before in his life, but she somehow knew that his brother had died and that he felt guilty.
Oh.
Frank's brother had been a drug addict. He called Frank the day he died, but Frank didn't pick up the phone.
Aww.
Your brother doesn't blame you, she said with compassion. Satisfied that she had fulfilled her duty, she walked away and disappeared back into the crowd of shoppers. Frank broke down in tears.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay, I think this is the last one.
Right.
When art imitates life a little too closely. There was a house in a small neighborhood in Maryland that went overboard with Halloween decorations every year.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, judgy. Whenever the crisp fall air rolled in, the entire town would look forward to the unveiling of the new display. But no one ever really talked to the person who did the actual decorating. He was a loner. People only knew him for his Halloween spirit, and his decorations became grander and more lifelike every year. The newest one was a Vlad the Impaler theme. Hyper-realistic, bloodied mannequins were pierced through with wooden stakes and left to the crows in a gruesome display. Wow. It was the ultimate work of horror, so much so that it caused quite the controversy in the town. While some loved it, many of the local parents wanted it taken down for their children's sake. So a town official made the trip to the house soon after the unveiling to discuss the matter with the man who lived there.
Oh, jeez. It's Halloween, people.
She knocked on the door. No answer. Knock, knock. Nothing. She rang the doorbell. Nothing still. It was then that the official realized there was a putrid smell in the yard and an unusual amount of bugs buzzing around for that time of year. She wandered over to one of the mannequins to get a closer look at the incredible craftsmanship. The smell got worse. She gagged and had to put her hand over her mouth. Her eyes went wide. The official put her trembling finger up to the doll and felt the soft, smooth, cold touch of human skin. After that, no one was able to locate the man who'd once lived there. 'Cause that's him. Now it is truly a haunted house.
Ew.
You think that's true?
No.
No.
Can't be.
No.
No one was impaling real people on their lawn. That would have surely cracked if the mullet competition was on the Today Show.
Hold on.
Surely.
Was a person really impaled on a Halloween decoration? Because you hear that. That's an urban...
I'm sure people have... Yeah, but I think they're saying that man impaled a bunch of people, right? Because it was a Vlad the Impaler theme.
Oh, so he was... Yeah. I thought it wasn't him.
No, it wasn't him.
Oh, I got it.
He was like a serial killer.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, there is something coming up that says, dead Ohio woman's body mistaken for Halloween decoration.
Well, they probably just thought she was like a scarecrow or something.
That's really sad.
That is sad. All right.
Hey, well, happy Halloween.
Yes.
From On the Hunt. Go be spooky.
Yeah.
And do spooky things.
Just sit on your couch and watch movies. That's what I'll be doing.
Woo! Goodbye.
Bye.